let's continue our discussion about writing requirements at the university level. What what can be students' perceptions and what the teachers want. So, teaching academic writing, as I said before in the previous module, is a set of skill, is a set of literacy, or rather a cluster of different literacies, because different teachers have different notions of academic writing. For example, this is what the research argues, that some teachers um, don't like the use of I or we in academic writing. And on the other hand, some teachers might encourage students to use I and we in their written work. So this is how it's this sort of a difficult task, challenging task. And similarly, the requirements of academic writing by different research journals are different. And this is how we have to keep in view a different set of literacies when we think of academic writing and the requirements at university level. So it's undoubtedly a fact, because if you look at any Anglophone university, for example, from Australia to New Zealand to Canada to America to the UK, and many Chinese and many Gulf universities and many Singaporean and Hong Kong universities and Japanese universities, they require students to write academic English, and this is a fact of life. So academic English, as I said before, has different norms, traditions, conventions, and standards, which from that of normal or general English, where there is too much use of modal verbs, passive use, argumentation, referencing, and a voice. So, second language teachers need to train themselves to meet the challenging needs of the students at university level. So, training is important for the teachers, and similarly, conducting workshops for the students is important as TESOL practitioner, as TESOL teachers. So, although many universities have invested a lot of amount in developing courses for students, developing materials for students, and implementing those materials in the classroom. But despite these efforts, we have still professors coming up with complaints that students uh, produce vague and confusing writing. Why? Because they do not fully grasp the notion of referencing, the syntax of referencing, and this is what makes their writing more complex and confusing. And this is what makes them lose their voice, lose their unique identity reflected through writing. So, this is not only a phenomenon amongst native students, but also amongst non-native students. So both non-native and native students face similar kind of problems in academic writing, but the difference might be, I remember one researcher arguing that native students might be strategically, linguistically, and culturally better placed as compared to non-native students. So the frustration of the students coming, emerging, emanating from uh, a lack of writing, lack of developing voice, lack of creating identity can be an important issue which we have to keep in view as TESOL practitioners. So, despite these efforts, we have many voices coming from different countries that students are not able to write academic English properly at university level. And this might be an area which warrants further attention on the part of TESOL teachers and TESOL practitioners. So, writing at the university requires students to produce work which is appropriate linguistically and which is appropriate academically. I mean, which not only uh, contains refinement at local level, but also refinement at global level. So there are different expectations surrounding academic writing at university level. And this is how, through workshops, through training sessions, through daily classroom teaching, through all virtual teaching, we can enhance students' competence, academic competence, through teaching academic writing, making the terms surrounding academic writing explicit, relatable, and absorbable. So, uh, and in this regard, it's important to point out that when we are teaching students about academic writing conventions, norms, and traditions, we need to teach them through topics which are relatable, which are understandable, and which are interesting. For example, we can introduce expository writing, we can make them write comparison and contrast essays, we can make them write cause and effect, we can make them write exemplification essays or classification essays. So there are different subgenres of genre of academic writing, and this is our job as language teachers to develop this competence amongst students.